Well, hello and welcome back to the Climate Valley Railroad. We're out here with the work train on the coal mine route, and I've been working on double tracking this section. We've been working up from the split from the smelter where it splits to go to the iron mine and the coal mine. We've already got a lot of this double tracked already, and this is just one of those preference things. I'm doing double tracking so that if I do any multiplayer, there's two ways so that two different people can travel in opposite directions to get to different places. The original route actually squiggled, and I had a video showing this route from driving it. And right now, we're actually kind of at the bottom of a gigantic curve, sort of a big S curve. Up there generally is where the coal mine, and actually curves around the edge of the mountain and on down around here. That bridge up there is actually another line that they built to take coal in a more direct route over to the iron works. But it's a very steep route, generally about 5%, and a lot of bridge. So this is actually the scenic route here. And I thought I'd show you how I'm going about laying double track and keeping a good spacing. As you can see here, I have 3 crossovers, and they have a specific purpose. As you can see, the tracks come down and are attached to a crossover and a crossover. And there's this third crossover, and the reason for I'm putting the third crossover is to remember where the track joints are, and I'll delete those later after I'll delete the markers after I've gotten the line completed. But let's go ahead and lay some more track. And the first step at this point, it starts differently, and we'll talk about that a little later in the video. We're going to get rid of these crossovers first, and as you can see, I'm using the stone wall version because I think the regular sort of dirt gravel road bed is a bit ugly when you get up this high. We're actually going downhill at about a 2% grade right now. Let's pull up our selected type of road bed, which is the stone wall. Right now I'm not in circle mode, but I've been shifting back and forth. So let's go back to circle mode for this moment. And we're going to run out here, continuing to look at my general path. So this is kind of where I'm aiming for. And I'll show you on the map where I am. You can see I'm kind of coming back along just below the coal mine. Now let's bring the track back to me by using our track key. You can see pretty soon we'll be able to change back to the dirt track. Actually, that looks pretty good. Let's, we'll call that a good spot, because that's not too sharp a bend to get back on the path that I want to be on. So let's lay down some crossings. There's a crossing, and here's a crossing, and here's a crossing. And I should mention that this is the beta branch version, so a lot of these, while the theory is sound and probably translates to the other one, there may be some versions of this that don't necessarily work in the other, the main version that's out there. Let's trim some of these trees back. Trim that one because we're coming through there. And you have to be careful when you're trimming trees because they do tend to fall over and send you flying. Oops, now I have to run back here to where I can jump up on the track again. Okay, there we go. Well, let's get that one too. There have been quite a few patches recently with the beta branch, an effort to make it more stable, more player friendly and so forth. Now so you see I've laid in this, I'm working on laying in the second track, and I haven't changed the settings from the first track that we laid down here. You can see we're at a 230 meter radius at 2%, but as you can see, that doesn't necessarily line up. So at this point I'm going to turn off circle mode, and we get the link icon, and go like that, and now we have our second track in. Let's go ahead and trim this tree. We'll run back along here. I don't know the game mechanics about this, but I always run back along the line that I just laid, just to make sure that we don't have a track that loops into another track or that goes into the ground, etc. Generally, I think it won't let you lay track that goes into the ground, but it's always good to check these things just to make sure. Okay, let's do another section here. I do want to try and make these as long as possible, but sometimes you have to do short ones just to get to the point you want the track to be at. So, once again, okay, now this time, let's use the medium thickness gravel. We're going to go like that. Let's go back to circle mode, and so we see we're going into the hill. Which isn't necessarily a good thing. Let's come up a notch. You know what? I think that we're going to be changing to stone again in a second, because it's quite the drop off we're heading to, and the stone will just look better there. Actually, let's lay a longer run of track. So change it back to the stone. We're gonna run out here. Yes, that's much better. Okay, let's go back and we'll lay our crossings in. And I'm using the crossings as just kind of a general spacer to figure out just how wide apart the track should be. Actually, on this one, I'm going to put the extra on the left-hand side as we look at it. Okay, let's go back and get our other piece of track here and bring it on down. And stone wall again, boink, and now we'll run down the hill. And sometimes when you come up to it, you do find that it lines up pretty good, but right now, because of how curves work, this doesn't necessarily line up. But let's see if I can do what happens if we go by. Yes, see? Just out of curiosity, let's shift grids to 1. And can we line it up? Well, almost. But almost isn't good enough. So I'm just going to take it out of circle mode and link it. There are some advantages to circle mode in the other area of the track, and we'll look at that in just a bit. There are places where the two tracks are at different heights compared to each other because the game has suggested that this, this other way would be much better. Let's delete these. Okay. Now, I think we can go straight for quite a ways. Wall, set, circle mode. Let's actually set to straight and see where that gets us. Oh, let's get to 0 and shift to 10s. And there's straight. Where does straight get us? Ah, and here's a bend. Okay, so I think we'll go straight to here. And let's go down a percent. Well, wait. I want to go down another percent. Okay, and this wouldn't be a good place to do a... So you know what? We're going to lay the other side first. Because we've got that rock wall, or we've got that side of the mountain there. And if you want to put a little curve in, it's good to know what you're up against. wall here. So running out, you definitely don't want to bury yourself under your track. That is a pitfall. Okay, so here's our straight piece of track coming down. Let's see if we can curve it around a little bit here. We'll go this direction. That's not bad, actually. What happens if we go down 3%? Turn around and look the other direction for a second. Aha, okay. I need a little more curve. But we don't want to go too far. Still, actually, we'll go back to here. Because I think that's going to be a better position for continuing around as... Okay, let's put in our crossings again. Crossing. 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 Okay. Now we can just as equally go the other direction by the track, so we have to flip the track around, join it up. Now we're going to run uphill. Now this is an important thing to know, that you can lay going both directions, because let's say that you get into a situation where you're doing a bridge. I'll show you a bridge in a second here. Okay, how did that turn out? And you can see here that the automatic gradient track is actually lower than the one that I laid in circle mode. But now we'll run back up here to the work train. And we'll put some more wood in the work train. I'll take you up and show you a bridge. Actually, we'll roll it down here. And then we'll go back up to the bridge. I'll talk a little bit about bridges. Okay. Off with the brake. We really don't need any steam power for this because we're already going downhill. Brake here. Well, not enough brake at the right time. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll just derail the work train. Our work train is basically just a couple of flat cars. Let's go back to here. The brakes are on. Let's put a link, a pin. A work train is a handy thing because it lets you get from place to place faster than if you were, oh, yay, I'm trapped. So, thanks to the wonders of Railroad Online Extended, I can pull up this map and teleport. There we go. Much better. More gooder. But now, this car is on the wrong track. There we go. And now we'll get the engine. Whoops, but I want it going the other direction. Thank you. Okay. So, okay. Make sure that a little bit of power. Take the brake off. And we'll go uphill. Pin up. Oh, we definitely need a little more throttle. I'm going to back up just a bit so I can talk about bridges. Now, you will note that what I have here is a pair of the wooden bridges. This is the DRNGW color scheme. And you will note that on the right track, the handrail is on the right. However, on the left track, the handrail is on the left. Well, if you just go with the stock bridge and you lay it, you will always find that the handrail is on your left. So what you have to do to get this nifty look is, let's delete this section of bridge. We're going to delete these sections of bridge so that I can relay them and you can see what I did. I'm going to be doing this in non-circle mode. We will start up here. Okay, so we're at the end of our previous section of bridge, but you could be at the end of a roadbed of any type, and this will still work. What you do is you select your bridge, and remember to go down here and select whatever color it is that you like, and fireproof red, D and RGW, creosote, and old. I happen to like D and RGW. Selecting the bridge, and we have to flip it around to go the other direction, so it doesn't look like, yes, this is not the right thing. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, bridge 2, D and RGW, click, aha, see, if it looks like this, then you have the right type of bridge in whatever color scheme you have selected. Okay, so then we have our link icon, so blink. Now, in this instance, I'm using non-circle mode because I'm going to just automatically join it to the rest of the track. But in circle mode, then you can select your direction and other things. But now we'll just, okay, so now we're just going to run down the hill and find the other connection point, which is right here. Remember, we're on what is the left track going this direction. And there's our link. Go like that. Aha! See, now the handrail is it would be on the left going downhill, on the right going uphill. Well, seeing as we know that, if I went up to the other end of the track, and just run up here, and I'll drop it like, yoink. Okay, now let's once again go in, and every time you do a new section of bridge, you have to go in and check and select your color. Otherwise, it'll just default to new, which is nice. You know, if you like that color scheme, then select that color scheme. That's personal opinion, what you like. Okay, so now we're laying another section going the same direction, and whoops. Now we have, it looks like this. I don't really like that personally, so it's better to go and lay this side going uphill. Delete this. Select our bridge again. Rotate it around so we're going the right direction. And we're going to run up this way. You can see the track is starting to res in. We have to should jump up here. It's much easier. And now we got our link icon. Looks like chain links. You've got a link icon. So click. And now we have the handrail on the side that I wanted it on. So there. So to kind of sum up, I'm using the 90-degree crossings as a way of spacing the two tracks apart from each other. And I do 3 across, 1 for each track, and then 1 is a marker for where each section ends. You can delete the crossovers later, but this is a handy thing so you know when you like go down the hill and you're deleting track, you know, oh, this is where I deleted to, so you know how many sections you needed to get rid of. Now it's good to have your work train have a work train, because when you have a work train, then you can kind of test it out, because sometimes to get things to fit, you end up with a little bit of a close call, and it's handy to have the work train so you can kind of check out where you are in relationship to the train and the mountains and stuff like that. So we're just going to have a run up the hill to where there was some close tolerances, so I can show you exactly what we're doing. I'm going to cut back the throttle a bit because we don't need to be going that fast. And it also is a lower gradient here. See that we get pretty darn close to the mountain as we're going along. I cut back the throttle to 0 because we're coming up to as far as I've gotten. You can see it's actually fairly close to the train as we're going through here. This way you can kind of see what's going on. That way I was able to get 2 tracks through this cut. Give it a little more throttle, and let's get up this hill to the end of how far I actually stopped at where I'd gotten to at the bottom, and just kind of jumped up here to where it looked like I could get in 2 tracks. And coming up here, we can see where I started. And actually my 3rd marker is in the mountain there, but that's okay. And this is the original track that I had going up. It will be interesting as I proceed to see if I can actually get the dual tracks all the way up here and around. At some point I may have to just put in a switch and have it single track. And this is the line I was talking about that goes directly over to the refinery steel, ironworks, and that area of the map. I kind of had to fudge it up a little further, but it does look like I'm going to be able to get 2 tracks through here. It'd be interesting to see how it turns out. But that's just a little talk about how I'm doing dual track on my particular railroad, the Cromet Valley Railroad. And hopefully some of you that are watching and want to do railroads online can join me down the road when I try to do some actual multiplayer. People have been minimizing their layouts because of performance issues with the game itself. And I've kind of seen that. It does get kind of jittery at times. But lately I've not been having a problem since the last couple of patches. And of course, when you're rolling downhill, you want to be careful about your speed. And Railroad Online Extended is a handy thing because you actually have a speedometer. You kind of want to watch it when you get close to 15, 16 miles an hour. Different things have different speed limits, and it seems like the engines are all around 16, but the cars are 22. But I usually have the cars seem to become derailed sooner than the engines do. I'll just have a little roll down here. I have minimized things in one way. I used to have these super huge trains that I was running on here, and my frame rate would get pretty darn low. We're talking, like 10, 12 FPS. But lately, when I've been using, when my video software has been reporting the frame rate, it has been showing around 60. But one of the things that I did to change how much stuff I have is I reduced myself to having one train of each type with 6 cars, except for I have 3 box cars, but they're not coupled to an engine. But it'll be interesting. I really do wish that there used to be a website where you could take and upload your maps or your layout, and then be able to get a map, and then when you were doing multiplayer, people could see where they were going. And you can't do that anymore because they changed the nature of the way the track lays. So it's difficult to do multiplayer unless you have a group of people that play with you frequently, and they can learn how the routes work. Be a little more cautious here this time. Okay. So there we are. Let's do another couple sections, and we're going to work on the inside of the curve so that we can be aware of where the hillside is. And okay, so wait, let me have a look at this and see. Okay, yes. The other thing about using the stone wall is it's more straight down, whereas if you're using the gravel dirt one, it sticks out at more of an angle. And so in certain instances like this, you may find that there's this gigantic dirt sticking out the side of the mountain that ends rather abruptly, and it's rather ugly looking. Okay, so here we are. Let's go to circle mode. And let's curve around some more, come back this way like that. Yeah, it's a 60-meter one. That's a pretty darn tight. Go over here and look. You don't want to click when you're standing like this, or you will get stuck in your roadbed. And you will need to delete that section of track you just laid. And just to demonstrate here, I will show you what happens if you're too close to the edge when you lay the gravel. Okay, that's a good spot. It's kind of a short link, but what can you do? Okay, let's have our crossings. Crossing, crossing, crossing. Okay. Let's go back here. Get another dirt going. Let's see if this one sticks out the side of the hill like it can. Okay, we're going over here. Non-circle mode. Okay. Aha. Now see down here. There's the hillside. The natural hillside is right here, right? But as we go, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. So yeah, it's okay for the moment. Let's continue. We'll do another chunk. Delete. Delete. And here. Here. Circle mode. It's going to be tight down here. Okay. Let's go back the other direction. That's a good long one here. But I think I'm going to cut the end of this track right around here. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's put in our crossings. Crossing. Crossing. And you'll see, sometimes this doesn't work right, but most of the time for me it does. You can see that I'm looking at this the wrong way, but I'm getting a link symbol, so boink, it's in the right place. Boink, it's still in the right place. Let's go ahead and actually, just for fun, let's try running this up in the other direction, and we'll see if it gives us a different grade as we go. Okay, circle mode off. Real close to the edge, so we'll check and see if it sticks out of the mountain. Yes, see, okay. This is one of those situations where when I got too close to the edge, and so the dirt road bed is now sticking out of the side of the hill. Let's go back up here and get rid of this. We'll put a stone wall one in instead. Which will poke out of the side of the mountain, but it is a steeper roadbed side than the dirt. See, now here, it's not sticking out the side of the mountain, which is okay. There's our, let's go around this curve. This will be interesting because that's an S curve. as curves can be problematic. So let's have our road bed again. Flip it around the other direction because we were going uphill last time. And back to circle mode. It's going to be another short one, I think, and I think it's going to be fairly tight. Go back around this way. Up too far. So 50 meters is not bad, but where does 50 meters put us? And this is the other consideration you have to make when you're laying your track, is kind of setting yourself up for the next section. There, okay. Let's put in a crossing, 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 crossing. And we could go back to dirt here, because it won't be sticking out the side of the hill, I think. Dump this here and here. And continue on this side. Circle mode. Let's see if we can go to here. We have to go back the other direction. Aha. This isn't going to be a good one here. Because, yes. Because we'll be way off. Okay, so we actually have to lay a shorter one. We'll fall off the edge of the hill. Okay, so give me, let's push back this direction a bit. Aha! That was a really short one. Well, okay, I want to try something here. Okay. See, this is where this is handy, because we know right here is a track junction. So let's get rid of this piece of track and see what happens if I do this auto-magically. Circle mode off. Run down here to the new crossing. Got a link. Oh, looks like it will work okay. Usually if you can see the end of the ties, you're not too bad off. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to I go over here and get rid of this piece of track. I'll go back up here, pick up this one. G, here, here, here. Here. Okay, so that works. So now, because we kind of did away with this one here, we're going to take out that marker. And yes, from time to time you end up having to do that sort of thing. And this will work better anyway. Okay, so let's get rid of the crossings. Crossing. Track. 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 Circle mode. Okay. And now bend back the other direction. And where are we at here? 110. Go back the other way one notch. Oh, let's go to ones. I'll leave all those settings alone. Go back here to the dirt. Change the stone wall. Because we're getting up in the air a bit again. And this will happen. But I'm already at 3%. Okay, so we're at 93, make it 92, see what that looks like. Make it 91. We'll make it 90. Well, 89. There we go. Yes, let's leave it there. And you can see that waterfall, because we're almost heading directly west. Waterfall is actually over kind of ahead of where the arrow is. So, crossing, 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 okay. And we're not in circle mode. So, looking pretty darn good. I have a ways to go, because the other end of this track that I'm building towards is over there someplace. Probably a kilometer or so away. We're gonna just keep on going. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Hope this has been helpful. I'll see ya later.